In a small town nestled at the foot of Maple Hill, where the leaves blazed with color every autumn, a young woman named Clara lived with her grandmother. Clara had spent her life tending to her family's little shop, selling handmade candles and lanterns. Her grandmother often told her stories of the magic of Maple Hill, a place where, on rare occasions, true love would reveal itself under the glow of a single lantern. One crisp October evening, while preparing for the town's annual Lantern Festival, Clara found an old, dusty lantern hidden in the attic. It was unlike any she had seen before, etched with intricate patterns of stars and vines that shimmered in the dim light. Curious, she cleaned it and set it aside, deciding it would be her contribution to the festival that year. When the night of the festival arrived, the town square glowed with hundreds of lanterns, their light reflecting in the eyes of couples and families. Clara hung her special lantern on a tree near the edge of the square and stepped back to admire its soft, golden light. As she turned, she bumped into someone. "Sorry," she explained, looking up to see a young man with kind, hazel eyes. He smiled, brushing off the moment. "No harm done," he said. The man introduced himself as Eli, a traveler passing through town. His horse had thrown a shoe earlier in the day, leaving him stranded until the blacksmith could help him the next morning. Clara, ever hospitable, offered to show him around the festival. As they wandered through the square, laughter and music surrounded them, but Clara found herself drawn to Eli's quiet charm. They talked about everything: her dreams of exploring beyond the town, his adventures on the road, and the stories of the places he'd visited. For hours, they wandered and talked, their steps eventually leading them back to the lantern Clara had hung. "Is this your lantern?" Eli asked, admiring the intricate patterns. Clara nodded. "I found it in my grandmother's attic. She says lanterns like this have a way of showing true love." Eli chuckled softly. "That sounds like something out of a storybook." Clara smiled but felt a pang of doubt. Perhaps it was just a silly legend. But as the night deepened and the other lanterns began to flicker out, hers remained steadfast, its glow unwavering. "It's beautiful," Eli said, his voice quieter now. Clara looked up, finding his gaze fixed on her, not the lantern. For a moment, the world seemed to fade, leaving only the two of them under the golden light. A warmth filled her chest, a feeling both familiar and entirely new. Eli broke the silence. "You know, I've traveled far and wide, but I've never felt like staying in one place until tonight." Clara's heart raced. She wanted to speak, but found herself lost in the moment. Instead, she reached out and took his hand. The lantern above them flickered, its light growing brighter, as if answering an unspoken truth. The townsfolk who remained whispered among themselves, smiling knowingly. Years later, the story of Clara and Eli's meeting under the lantern became a cherished tale in the town. They built a home together on Maple Hill, where they lit the lantern every autumn, its glow a reminder of the magic they had found. Not just in each other, but in the belief that true love, like the light of a well-made lantern, could endure through any darkness.